بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Our teacher Maulana Salim Sahib, he said us a story. That was one of those fables. So he goes that there was a fox or a wolf or hunting dogs, and there's a rabbit. So the owner sent the dog after the rabbit to hunt it. The rabbit ran, and the rabbit got away from the hunting dog or from the fox or whatever. So the owner said to the dog, look at that small animal. That small animal, it ran away from you. And you're such a big, powerful animal, but yet you couldn't catch the rabbit. You heard so before? No? So the dog said to the owner, that's like this parable, like a tamthil. He said that rabbit was running for his own life. Why was the rabbit running? For his own life, to save his own self. And I was running for you. See the difference? When the rabbit's running for his own life, it runs much faster. And I wasn't running for my own life. If I don't get it, it doesn't matter to me really. It's somebody else's gain. You're going to get it, not me. You understand? So that's the natural, that's tamthil to show us that when you do something for somebody else, it's not necessarily always the same quality. But we should try to, but when we have certain things, that belong to everybody, you have a masjid, you have a madrasa, don't think of it as it belongs to somebody else. Think that this is my property, this is mine. Everything that benefits the masjid benefits me. It's my masjid. You don't butt in where it's not necessary. But if you see any loss, the water is dripping. If water is dripping in the wudu area, you should be able to hear that dripping, saying this water is being wasted. I have to off this, or let somebody know that the water is dripping. The tap doesn't close properly. There's a leak. You say, well, there's a leak. This can cause damage. You understand? Sometimes you go in to one masjid, and it's like it's winter, and like every single door is open. So if this is at your own home and it's winter, but the front door will be open, okay, the front door may be open, the middle doors are going to be open. So imagine in your house, you have from the front door all the way to the kitchen, you can see everything, and everything's open in winter. Does anybody do that? So when you go to the masjid, like this door is open, that door is open, that door is open. Who's paying the masjid bills? The masjid property is your property. People donate, it's public money. So make sure doors close, every single door is open. You can see the Imam Sahib from the front. So who's paying these bills? This is public money. We should have concern when this is waqf. This is the Muslim Ummah's money. It shouldn't be wasted. Yes, masjid needs to be nice and warm, but at least make sure somebody leaves the window open in a masjid. Like it's so cold, and the masjid's windows being left open. The lights, nobody's upstairs, and nobody thinks I'm the last person leaving. I need to off the masjid. I need to off the light. You think, well, this is public money. If it's not public money at home, nobody wants to leave the lights on, wasting electricity. Nobody wants to leave necessarily the gas on, the heating on when it's not there. So when you have the masjid, when you have a madrasa, when you have somebody else's thing, treat it as your own. Yes? If you see a carpet, there's a small little, those things come out. It starts to fuzz out at the end. If you see it, you think, well, straight away. If it's your own clothes, what would happen? You panic, isn't it? If I leave it like this, what's going to happen? If it pulls out, it's going to get damaged, my cloth. My coat's going to get damaged, my jumper's going to get damaged. This is the masjid's carpet. Masjid's going to get damaged. You should draw somebody's attention, or if you can't do it yourself, tell somebody, go cut it so it doesn't get damaged. Anything you see. Treat the masjid property, treat the madrasa's property, any public property, treat it as your own. So some of the elders have said that when you have somebody else's property, when you have your own property, you've earned it, if you do damage to it, it's your damage, you're damaging your own property. If something goes bad, that's your fault, it's your own. But when you have a masjid property, you have a madrasa property, something collectively, people put money together. Now, everybody is collective, pooled together. Everybody has put the money. When you damage a masjid, you're not damaged one person's property. You've damaged the entire Muslim collectively community. All the people have pooled together for the masjid. You've wasted that money. You're questionable to every single one of them. When you've wasted the gas, electricity, unnecessarily, you left the lights on, you left the heating on, you're leaving the door open, causing the heating bills to go up. You're questioning to everybody. This is a waqf, and waqf is like waqf lillah. This is some people giving money for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're not treating it correctly. You're not treating it properly. Do you understand? So when we have public funds, public building, public spaces, we have to be very, very careful regarding that. Yes? Ensure that the heating is not wasted, the light is not wasted, water is not wasted. If something is damaged, there's a fear of damage, something could be damaged. Treat it as yours, as your own property, as your own. This is the house of Allah, the masjid of Allah, the madrasa of Allah. Does everybody understand? So this is very, very, that's why Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and we hear stories about the Baytul Mal, collective money. They'll be very, very precautious. That am I taking more than necessary? Is something getting wasted? You have to have the ihsas of amana. There's the trust. So when you see all of these things, make sure you look after these things properly. Don't let any of the public property, public shared spaces, shared money, shared wealth, shared amenities be damaged or go to waste. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us ability to act upon this. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.